Manchester United 2, Bournemouth 2. Where do we start? I took off my away shirt, the white one, and wearing black. Feel like I'm Men in Black and in mourning, in a way. Why is it so, Mick? Good question. 2-2. The first half was a funeral. Might as well just scrap it out the history books because that was diabolical. Second half, in a way, was much better. Was more balanced in terms of how we grabbed hold on that midfield. I mean, Dialo made a difference, and Mason Mount came in the 80th minute or 79, but it was too late. Let's start from the beginning, people. Welcome to the therapy session. Top 4, top 5 is definitely gone. You know, football is opportunities. It's a result business in a way. You can argue to the point that if you look at what Spurs did today, they bottle it. You know, they got spanked with 4-0, right? Arsenal is playing Villa tomorrow. We had an opportunity, players, to grab this by the scruff of the neck and solidify 3 points. And arguably to say we didn't do that. What is wrong with these players? What is wrong with this bloody manager and his team selection? Let's face it. I cannot lie. I'm going to rip up some trees here. When the lineup came up, I was thinking, what in the earth is Belfast Baby doing here in the lineup? We're talking about Rashford again. You know, playing himself in by his name and reputation. And Casemiro, that we all witnessed, has no fucking legs, right? We did a bold prediction that Mason Mount will start and Rashford will be on the bench, and we will see the youth playing. At least if you look at the bench, we had Shea Lacey was on the bench, Harry Amas was on the bench, plenty of options to choose. But does it look to me that Ten Hag is playing himself out of his job? I don't know. What the hell was that, right? Where was that midfield? I mean, call a spade a spade. Like, I'm going to be brutal here. That midfield is non-existent. Are we supposed to play from the back with Harry Maguire as well? That is as slow as an oil tanker, turns, right? No pace whatsoever. I mean, Bournemouth, give credit to them in the way they set up, 100%. Inola set up perfectly fine because he set up a mid-block. They identify our targets and start pressing us in the midfield. Hence, our midfield was overridden, right? It's like when you do a computer programming, override midfield, void. Don't play from the back. Play hoofballs. Rashford, again, activated in the Xbox mode. Xbox mode. What is that? Well, it's pretty much pressing R2 and just put your head down like an ostrich, buries your head in the sand and don't look up and just try to, dribble. It doesn't work. Absolutely garbage. Casemiro, dog shit as well in the first half. I'm sorry. Willy Kambwala. Okay, let's talk about Willy Kambwala. First and foremost, the question, even the pundits was asking, what the hell was that with overflooding that pitch with water? It was a sunny day in southern England in Brighton. There was no rain, but the ball, players were slipping over, turning, injuries took in place. Ten Hag was arguing with the fourth referee to say, what the hell is this? Is this sabotage in a way? But that's not an excuse. Willy Kambwala lost his legs. He did, and Solanke bared that ball. I felt sorry for him. But after that moment, he was arguably to step up to be one of the defenders of Manchester United's best performance. Harry Maguire was solid as well, but slow. But, God, how did we get that 1-1? It was one shot on target in the first half, and that was Bruno Fernandes. And we're going to talk about Bruno Fernandes as well. Absolutely captain's performance. He was carrying this team. It's hard to pick a man of the match, but if you do go later on this show, look at the Q&A section in the chat, and we will do the man of the match. Do your player ratings. Get your ratings in while I'm talking and waiting for my panel. Now, Bruno Fernandes, according to my opinion, was having a good game. Now, the way he took down that ball was absolutely pin perfect, and the way he smashed it on the volley up in the net, it was 1-1. Right. I was thinking, here we go. Now we got some momentum. Come on, boys, let's do it. But still, we're stuck in La La Land. We're stuck in slumber party, like pajama party. You might as well put on your pajamas in the first half. It was so boring, right? And Ten Hag, I was looking at him to say, what are you doing? Everyone can see there's huge gaps in the midfield. There's no midfield. We can't even get out. We can't even get out. You know, unbelievable. And the wingers, Garnacho tried. It didn't work because they pinpointed Garnacho. So I'm proud of the second half at least. First half, as I said, it was a funeral. Scrap it up from the history books, right? Second half, bold, right? They get up 2-1. We come back with the 2-2, a 2-2 through a penalty. But I thought that the substitution, putting in the brilliant Amad Diallo, finally getting some minutes at least, changed a little bit the dynamics of that midfield and how we were attacking. All of a sudden, the legs were going. We were starting to pick up, starting to pass around the ball a little bit more, being a little bit composed. I can see Ten Hag on the touchline going, screaming, calm it down, calm it down, calm it down. But is it the players that don't have that mentality? Don't know. I mean, what can we say? We missed an opportunity here. That's what football is all about. You come to Vitality Stadium. I know it's not easy. 11,000 spectators there, like maximum. But you got to put in the kill switch. You got to look at the bench, Ten Hag. Again, I said, if we lose this game, I'm going to lose my shit. And I'm going to say, Ten Hag, get out of my club. But Bruno Fernandes saved him. That was a stone cold penalty in a way. And finally, we got rewarded one pen. And I was thinking to myself, okay, here we go. We might get up like a 3-2. It might be one of those scrappy, weird games, away games. But deep down in my gut, I felt it. They're going to come back. And we're going to see that what we have done against Chelsea, Liverpool. And lo and behold, I was right. But we got lucky. We saved by the VAR for one's sake. Willy Kambwala stopped him on the line. Referee was pointing towards the penalty spot, but that was overridden at the end of the day. They took about 2 minutes to look at it, and finally, a decision goes towards Manchester United. I would say that we were lucky. We were lucky to get away with 2 points, but at least we didn't lose this game. Now, is top 4 gone? 100% it is. Top 5? I don't even think so, right? If we look at the table at the moment, we're battling now with Newcastle that won today. Really. Guys, I just want to finish off the season. I know it hasn't been easy. Mental health plays a big part of everyone. Win, lose, draw, we always hear. And I'm waiting for my panel. Don't know where they are. Maybe they're hyperventilating. But in terms of the statistics, if we look in the overall how it was, in terms of the ball possession, we won that ball possession by the second half by 57%. Bournemouth have 43%. Now, an interesting stat, total shots is a little bit decreased. We had 8 total shots again, 8 total bloody shots, and they had 20 shots. I mean, ever since Rashford went to have tequila shots in Belfast, we've been conceding way too many shots. Take a deep breath, Mick. Take a deep breath. What do we have here? Anyway, we're going to have a balanced approach. Waiting for Jarvis to come in the panel. I want to hear from you guys. Get your man of the match votings in at mufc.realist.tv and let me know how you're doing. Let me go to the chat. Let me see what you guys are saying. Sanjay is here, as per usual. Hello, everyone. Big up, Sanjay. How are you feeling? Relief in the end, 100%. It is a little bit relieved that we didn't lose, but I agree with Danny's horrid performance. If you do expect me to sit here waxing up lyricals and blowing smoke off the players' asses, I will not do that. They don't deserve it. There are few players here that deserve the roses, that put in a shift, but the remaining we gonna decide through the player ratings, 100%. Now, get your place rating. I'm gonna go copy this, put it in the chat, and you can 100% go and do that while I'm talking and waiting for the panel. Man, come on. Absolutely destroyed today, man. Absolutely destroyed. It is always the hopes that kills you. And I've been consistent to say this, guys. It's not the Liverpool games that I fear. It's the lesser teams like Bournemouth, the Fulhams, the Sheffield United and stuff like that. These are nonchalant by our players. Now, forget about the swagger United. That United is gone, right? Forget about it. Premier League 2023-24 season is a total different standards of game. That means that everyone can beat everyone, right? Iniola, the way he was playing football, unbelievable football. The fluid tiki-taka in the middles, triangles, makes you think like, what the hell are we doing? Are we playing pop football here? Seriously, get your votes in, 100%, guys. Listen, shit. Let me see. Lucky Singh is here, 100%. Jamie Wayne, what you're saying here, absolutely disgusting performance. What the F did I just watch? It echoes what I'm saying, Jamie, as well. It's more heart-wrenching for me that, again, an opportunity presents to the players to take 3 points and close the gap to get to 5th or 4th, right? Spurs bottled it. They got spanked. Arsenal is playing Villa tomorrow. Again, we didn't take it. We didn't take it. And it has to go down with the manager's team selection and in-game management. It has to go down to that he didn't react enough in the first half to see that this is not working. In the second half, what did you do? You took off Kobe Mainoo. Fine. You don't want to run him ragged. But you keep on Casemiro that seriously was dog shit and didn't have any legs, gave the ball away. You with me? So, the substitutions, the only substitution that worked for me was Dialo, because he changed the game. He changed how we were kind of playing out, holding up the ball. He was driving. He was good. But what the hell? To put in 10 minutes left of the game to put in a Mason Mount. Mason Mount should have been in from the 50th minute minimum. Everyone saw the problem, guys. The midfield, the gaps. There was non-existent. It's like play rock and roll football, like pop football, right? I mean, of course, the first 10 minutes, 15 minutes in the first half was a slow boxing game, like dancing around, jab, jab, jab. But I can't make heads or tails of it. The only positive that I saw out of this, few good saves from Onana, Patrick Kluivert, what a player he is. Solanke, at the end of the day, I told you he's going to score. Solanke is now sitting in the Golden Boot competition. Like he's sitting, I think he's 5th in the league right now, where I think he scored 18 goals. And if United is looking for a striker, definitely look at Solanke, right? Højlund, on the other hand, as per usual, graveyard shift, not getting service. And this is what you get when you bloody play fucking Rashford. I'm so fucking fed up with this guy. Honest to God. Garnacho didn't have any luck either, because they identified the danger. And that made any sense. That made sense that they actually took out Garnacho. But why fucking keep Rashford on offer nothing? Tell me one thing that he did good in this game. Seriously, there must be somebody in the club that's protecting him. Is telling him, Ten Hag, you have to play him. There must be in his contract. Player power. Nah, get out of my club, seriously. Sadiq, what you saying here, buddy? We didn't deserve to be in 6th position. It is. How are we even in 6th position if we compare ourselves with Chelsea? We should be where Chelsea are. But it's a result business at the end of it. We are realist. Alien 10, big up, man. Another game, another 20 shots. United, I have to say, Ten Hag is consistent. He's consistent in conceding shots. Man, I'm tired of this Erik Ten Hag in, Ten Hag out debate, but we can clearly see that this is not working. The system is not working. You cannot forget about your midfield. You got to address the midfield. Everyone that knows football, the games are won and lost in the midfield. The number one rule in football, have a solid defense. Okay, I know we're a little bit short on centre backs, Peter, as well. But Kambwala, 20 years of age, I feel sorry for him for the slip. That was the watering pitch, the drain pitch. But he did well for the remainder of the season. He was pinpointing Solanke, following like a shadow coat, like an overcoat. Jarle as well, the voice of reason. We robbed Brentford of 3 points. We robbed Liverpool of 3 points. And today we robbed Bournemouth of 3 points. Our coffers should be bursting. Yeah. What is our win record for the last past 5? Can somebody tell me this? I mean, it's a draw, loss. It doesn't look pretty. It doesn't look pretty. Sadiq, what you saying here, my friend? We have dropped too many points to teams like Bournemouth. Exactly. And that's what I was saying, my opening statement. It's the games against Bournemouth. It's games against Fulham. It's the games about lesser teams. If we only had picked up points against them, where would we be in this table? It would be a total different ball game. You see, the Premier League is a funny game, right? It's a funny league. It's high intense, but it's not just about winning against the top 6. The Premier League is about winning against the lesser teams in the mid-table to take points away. No matter how you play, but just take the points. It's fatal if you drop points because it will come back to bite you at the end of the day. And this is what happened to United right here, right now. J. Ivo Bosic, big up Sadiq. I'm just catching up with the chat. Exactly. Why is he picking Rashford? Nobody knows. I just said that. What were we saying here? City on for a back-to-back treble. You reckon, Peter, the City will grab it? It doesn't look like they're going to get away with it. I mean, in terms of the FFP, it looks like they're going to get away from it. Sancho, Greenwood, Ahmad, Olise, 10. There's a fix from front 4. 100%. Man, how can we have fallen so off the cliff with this midfield? How? I was praising no Scott McDominay. I made it even worse. There's a song by Christina Aguilera and another guy, the guy that plays piano. And I was looking at Ten Hag and I was almost singing. And I was singing to myself, like, say something, I've given up on you. Sorry, the players, your message didn't get through to you. Or, man, you know what I'm talking about. Gas Taylor, big up Gas. Again, another game played by individuals, not a team. And funny enough, Gas, that you're saying that, because even the pundits were saying that on telly, at least the stream. You know, United seems to just pick up moments of spells, but not really controlling games. And he was spot on, right? We're just sitting back, observing, getting carved right open, and hoping for a counterattack. But guess what? We're not that bloody good on counterattacks anymore, aren't we? Rashford, the only thing that you got is your pace, and you lost that pace. You've been found out. As soon as you go on the left flank trying to dribble, defenders know what to do. They gang up. There's 3 defenders cutting that, like creating a block wall, like a free kick wall. All you need to do is somebody laying under the defenders as well, like they do on the free kicks. Change your game, but I don't think you can. Edward Reedson, what you saying? I says on live stream for match that this team isn't coached and stand by it. Yeah, 100%. Can't be the bad every week. It can't be, Edward. And I'm starting to wake up to smell the bloody coffee. By the way, I'm going to have a sip of my coffee. 145 of you watching at the moment. Please, guys, do not forget to smash the like. I'm waiting for my panel to come in. I don't know where they are. Maybe they are too embarrassed. I felt like I didn't want to do it, right? Sometimes you just want to bury your hand under a pillow or just pull a blanket over your head. But I cannot do that. I have a responsibility. I have my beautiful community that's here for me. Mick, we could fly a plane through this midfield every week since game 1. You're right, Tivo. That's the moment of truth. Nothing has changed. 33 weeks in. Everyone that has played as a CDM has sucked. It's not their fault. It's not all their fault. Vegeta, big up. What you saying? Lucky is correct as well. Big up to you as well. Jonathan Borg, big up to you as well. Handball wasn't a penalty. It was a penalty. I take that fucking penalty, right? Because tell me, Jonathan, when do we ever have a decision that goes with us? And this time I just took it, right? The thing is, his arm was following and stopped the ball. So if the referee and the VAR checked it, it was given a penalty. I take that. Big up to Wallen Bapiri as well to you. Jarvis, what you're saying here, you're coming late soon in 5 minutes. Yes, finally, I get some. The the cavalry is coming. Do get your player ratings in 100%. Check the chat. You see pinned up on the chat. You have Q&A because we are going to slaughter this team together. 100%. Wyman Lee, big up to you. What you saying here? Rashford get full point. Ha ha ha. He ain't gonna get pretty points for me today. 100%. I'm done. I'm tired, and I'm not gonna blame anyone. No. I agree. I'm not gonna blame. Stop blaming crap players who aren't being dropped for poor performance by coach who has favorites. Doesn't rotate. Nobody really knows. And Anthony, was he injured because he wasn't there? Muhammad Ali, what you saying? United have finished as us fans, killing us watching this rubbish day by day. Dude, I just want to take a holiday. You feel me? You feel me? I hate to slag the team. I hate to slag the player. I'm a generational Manchester United supporter going into 2 generations now. I got used to watch standards. But it's been a tough pill to swallow. Right? Manager changed system. Players don't respond to the system. What is it? Is it chaos football? It's chaos football. All right. But anyway, guys, do us a favor. Join the after party here, the therapy. We're going to slaughter this and we're going to give roses. We're going to be balanced because we have somebody just pulling in the garage. Mr. Jarvis Cocker.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Listen, guys,
how are you feeling, Mick? Are you feeling well or angry?
I become so numb, I can feel you then. Like Linkin Park. And I keep singing, say something, I've given up on you.
Yeah.
It's like, Jarvis, to be honest, you know me, I'm trying to be positive, but I don't see it anymore. I don't see it anymore. We've been talking about this gap in the midfield. It's like a program where you override the midfield. Does not exist. Week in, week out, game after game. Chaos. I said that Jarvis is well to pick up Rashford and Casemiro. You might as well pick 9 players on the pitch. And I was right. I told you through WhatsApp, is he playing for the sack? Is he deliberately playing for the sack to go back to Ajax because Ajax need a coach? I don't fucking know. But I want to hear from you. Talk to us. What do you think about this game from first half to second half?
Yeah, the thing is, now we're 7th. Lucky number 7. We're starting to look like a Conference League team, and maybe that's our level. So, and as I said in the preview, I didn't expect much. I knew that this Bournemouth team was much better than people gave them credit for. Iraola, he set up his team in a good way, and the thing is, we played into their hands. They sat with the mid block, absorbed our headless attacks,
mid block,
won the ball over and over again, took us on transition. We were knackered because we have those long, deep runs into attack all the time, and we can't follow them when it goes the other way again. And they run against us. They just carry the ball against our defenders, and the only options our defenders have is to back down into our own 18-yard box. And today was a bad game from Willy Kambwala. He was dragged out a couple of times. But I'm not blaming the young kids. It's just the way it is. How many games do we have for Premier League experience? 3 games or maybe 4, I don't know. But it's not that easy.
It's not that easy.
No. I'm not slaughtering him by all means. He's a young kid. But again, our midfield is a big issue. And the way we attack, we don't cherish possession. We struggle every time we try to do something. And my hats off to Bournemouth, because I think they are a decent team, and they are actually performing really well,
They are.
and the Premier League table
Rose.
ain't lying.
No.
They are in the 12th place and 41 points.
Listen,
That's really
hats
good.
off for Iniola and Bournemouth. They actually played good football. I was impressed. Kluivert, what a player as well. Patrick Kluivert's
Mhm.
son, Justin, as well. There's some gems in there.
Yeah.
Would you, if there was an opportunity to sign Solanke, would you take him to United? Because he's currently sitting fourth in the Golden Boot competition. Scored 18 goals.
Yeah, Solanke is a good player, but no, he's 28 years old, I believe, so he's not a spring chicken in a way,
No,
but
true.
he's on top of his game, and you can see his movement is very smart. He's composed. The way he dragged Kambwala, I don't know, Kambwala, he was just turning
Yeah,
around and fell around.
yeah, he was
That's
targeting
how
him.
a good striker do it. They use their brain
Yeah,
and their feet at the same time, and assess the
yeah.
situation and do what's necessary. And Solanke is a excellent striker, and I will be very surprised if Southgate doesn't pick him in the summer.
Southgate. Are we going to get even more depressed now?
Yeah, but what else can he do? He scores goals almost every week
Yeah,
now.
I know,
So
I know, but I'm surprised. I'll be surprised if somebody doesn't pick him up in the summer, 100%. Now, if we stay on Willy Kambwala,
yeah,
as you said, I'm not blaming him. I look at what the hell was that? Why did they drain that pitch in the southern England, like by the south coast, in a way? Like, was no rain. It was bloody. You can see the ball, like, you saw it, like, and I thought, was it my TV, or it's like getting the new upgrade technology where you see the line following it? But it was absolutely shit, right? But Kambwala, I think he straightened up after that. Defensively, he did good. I think he did that foul, which I thought, oh shit, here we go again, penalty. But he was smart. It was on the line, right? So I
yeah.
think
For
he had a
me,
good
I,
game.
I I agree with Ten Hag's assessment of the last penalty situation. It's not a penalty, not at all. Even if it had been inside the 18-yard box, it wouldn't be in a penalty in my eyes. Kambwala is just standing there, and the Bournemouth attacker, I think it was this Christie, just ran straight into him, and Kambwala needs to stand somewhere. He can't
Yeah,
like disappear. So for
yeah,
me, that's no penalty.
right.
And Ten Hag's interview after the game, he also mentioned the our penalty, that was maybe questionable because it bounces up into his arm, and
Yeah, true.
yeah.
But you know
So
what, Jarvis? I take that penalty because we never get a penalty anyway. So I take
mm,
that to the
I
bank.
was very surprised when the referee took his
Mm,
whistle up and blew a penalty right away. But he had a great view, and it
yeah,
is what it is. So, but again, the game today, we play very naive in a way defensively, and this is what we have been talking about, Mick,
mm.
all
Keep
season
going.
long. Defensively, we are crap, and we are set up as a team with no intentions of defending our own goal. We just want to attack. And I'm questioning Ten Hag again and again. I'm talking about it. I hope that he sees this, and I know he sees this. He understands. Ten Hag is no dummy. He understands. So he's doing this deliberately on purpose. This is the way he wants to play. So
Yeah,
open. And this is the thing. I don't think you can do it with this group of players and in the Premier League, because the level of football is too high. Maybe you could do it in the Eredivisie, maybe in Champions League where the tempo is a little bit slower, at least in the group play.
buddy. You know what?
Yeah.
I saw a clip earlier this week before he even played. When he was managing Ajax, and there was the same question asked by, I think it was an ex Dutch player. They were sitting in like an overlap, and Ten Hag said, like, and he was criticized for that midfield for doing the same thing, and he said something. I don't really need that midfield the way I want to play.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't remember. I need to dig it up. But anyway,
Hmm.
football is won and lost in the midfield. You and me know it, right? But we can't
Yeah.
play like this. Grace, big up Grace for coming in here as well. It's a new name. I haven't seen. Have you seen
Great.
Grace before? Saving Grace. What's the point of spending 70 million on a striker, Jarvis, and give him no service? Could we find Julian Alvarez for 2.0 for South America for 20 million and use the money to sort the midfield out and buy a C centre back. I love it. That's a very, very good point, Grace. I agree with you. What
Yeah,
areas do we need to strengthen? Where do we need to strengthen, Jarvis? It's clear and obvious. I know the answer, but I want to hear from you.
yeah. This is a good comment. His stubbornness is ridiculous, and that's right. It's Ten Hag's stubbornness at the moment. Now I feel Ten Hag is just doing this on spite. He just want to do this. He said, "I'm playing my way or the highway."
Yeah,
For everybody.
yeah.
We can see it. We have great ball playing players on the bench. We have Eriksson sitting in game after game on the bench. We know Eriksson is good on the ball. Ahmad, he got some minutes today, but we haven't seen him since he scored a winner against Liverpool. He's a baller, can't play.
And
Mason
this is
Mount, I see Mason Mount. I can see him in bits and pieces. I know he's a good player. Doesn't get to play.
doesn't
Maybe
get
10 minutes here, 10 minutes there.
yeah.
He chooses to play players with not this ability. He wants people who can run and keep up the high tempo.
Doesn't
But
work. Doesn't
yeah,
work. Doesn't
doesn't
work in
work.
Premier League. It doesn't work. You get overrun and overflooded in the midfield. You get
Mm.
found out. UK Strains coming in with a very damning stat: 100 chances conceded in the last 4 games. Really? Seriously, guys. Another thing is what I these players were on the bench today. The young players, Wheatley, Oguaneni, Amas, right? There's a lot of good players on the bench. So the critics for me is you look at our bench was very good bench today, but were never used. No. So I'm getting to a point now, Jarvis, that I don't want to call out in doubt. I just want to finish off the season. I was hoping that we'll get 3 points because we needed these 3 points. An opportunity was presented itself based on that Spurs being Spursy, and we could actually leapfrog a little bit. But what does it come down to? I don't know. I can't analyze it anymore. I don't know if it's the player, is the manager, is the whole mood of the camp. Just get rid of them all. Just keep the ones that deserve. Focus on this youth. Build on this. This is your gold mine sitting there right here, right now. Casemiro, you need to go as well. Like his legs is gone, seriously. But it's going to be difficult to get rid of him.
Yeah.
I know, and I love Casemiro, but I got to be critical.
We made 2 substitutions today. 2.
Yeah.
We are allowed to do 5. 2
Yeah.
substitutions. And it's a little bit frightening. I don't know why Ten Hag is doing this. He clearly shows the players on the bench that he have no intention playing them. He would rather play Casemiro, for example, down to his bones rather than giving another player on the bench a chance. And
Maria Steyer, poor performance agreed. Was he thinking about next week? Question. I mean, Maria, fair assessment, but listen, you're playing 1 game a week. There's no excuses. Players shouldn't be knackered. Players should be freshened up for the fight. And this is what I've been questioning. We are not playing like 2-3 games a week anymore. 1 game a week, right? Are we playing next week? Against what? Is it FA Cup semi-final next week?
Yeah, Sunday.
Yeah.
Coventry.
Sunday. Yeah. And I'm afraid Coventry, you look at Bournemouth, Coventry play pretty much same as what they do. I'm not confident about that one, Jarvis. Are you?
No, I'm not confident in this United team at all. We could have been facing Swindon Town next week, and I would be as anxious because no offense to Swindon, but lower league teams, we have no play, we have no, in a way, tactics. We seem I don't know, like clueless when we're on the pitch.
Okay.
When we receive the ball, we only try to get it into attack as fast as possible and run as fast as possible up to attack and try to get the first opportunity to get the opening. We don't play around. We don't have possession. We don't try to break down the opposition in a way. So it is what it is, and I don't know what to say anymore about this.
I don't know either.
Starting to get tired of Jarvis constantly moaning about this Ten Hag style and the big gap and everything. And I don't know. Please, someone tell me that I'm wrong, that I'm seeing this wrong, and
No,
help me
you're
out
not wrong. You're not
figuring
wrong.
this out.
But I will ask you, and I will ask people, the viewers, you in the VRM in the chat room, what would you do differently if you got the keys to the kingdom to be Ten Hag? What would you have done differently? Start with you, Jarvis. What would you have done?
Yeah, you have to be more pragmatic when you play the Premier League. You gotta understand that the game shifts from one side to the other, and players they get tired. You can't play in this high tempo every time, and you gotta cherish possession. You have to rest with the ball. You can't just defend
Rest
every. You
balls.
can't just try to take every opportunity and create a goal scoring chance and lose the ball. And you constantly have to defend, run back, and when you win the ball, you constantly run up, and you lose the
Yeah.
ball, you run back. You know, if I was a midfielder in this Man United team, I would have fucking thrown my boots in Ten Hag's face, because I wouldn't have been running like this, because I would feel stupid. I would feel
Okay.
stupid because as a midfielder, you have to be able I've spoken about this before. It's about the tempo of the game. You have to have the right tempo, and because as a midfielder, you have to be involved. You know, if you want to have a midfield at all,
Yeah.
or you could just have 5 defenders and 5 attackers and play long ball. If
Yeah.
that's the thought, you know.
Yeah,
But
but we're not playing out the back. We're playing long balls, so we're overriding the midfield. So you might as well just line up like, let me just do. I don't have a draw board, but you just might line up 5-5. No
yeah,
midfield, right? Like 5 in the back and 5 in the front. No midfield. It's a void. You see that, right?
hmm,
No midfield. So that's what it is. 5. At least you can park the bus a bit, and then when you attack, it's like a handball, right? When you play handball, everyone
yeah,
goes forward and attack.
yeah,
But this is not football. This is not total football. This is not Ajax football. This is not even Dutch football. This is like pub league.
yeah,
So if I was given the keys personally, I'll try with 3 in the back, start 5 in the midfield, 100%, or I go at the classical 4-3-3, right?
hmm,
Because the midfield needs to be flooded at the moment. I can see the problem. The problem is our midfield, right? We
yeah.
cannot play a single pivot that doesn't work. You know, Casemiro in all glory, like, he gets found out, like, and he's too slow, right? He's good with ball distribution, but even that is gone. Kobe Maino is not a number 6, right? He's been also like targeted right now, because this is what Aniola does. He's identifying those targets and say, we're going to press them. Because what did he do in this game? A mid block, meaning he's pressing them in the midfield, creating that triangle, or no, what do you call it? A square box in the midfield, overflooding it. So that's what I was
Yeah, yeah,
saying.
yeah.
If I was Ten Hag, I would have seen it straight away and I would address the situation. Second half comes out, doesn't address the situation.
Mm.
So either he's, I don't know, either he's lost the plot, doesn't have a clue, or he's just asking to be sacked to get severance package in the summer, because something ain't working. Something is wrong. I hate to see
Yeah,
the manager gone, but if you keep playing this way, you lost me already.
yeah.
Right, guys. Sorry for
I,
this.
yeah, I mean, I agree, Mick.
Miro.
I just want to say one thing, and to explain something. I don't know if you guys are aware, but it comes to the way we play. We defend in an extreme man marking, for to say it, and all the time we have one player up against the opposition all the time. And today Bournemouth, they play really good because you don't they don't receive the ball and turn with it against the guy who was marking them. They play the bounce pass. So they drop down to receive the ball, they play the bounce pass, and the bounce pass go to the next one. This is how you play effectively, and Bournemouth are doing this. And it's so easy to overrun if you man mark all the time, because you have no one in the zones who will carry out the defensive work. You All of them are man marking, so that means we are always running after the guy who is carrying the ball. We
Yeah,
don't
we
we
are.
don't
We are
stand.
definitely. We are definitely running after, but it doesn't
Yeah.
work.
So this is because of Ten Hag's defensive tactics. It's about man marking all the time, and we are extreme in man marking, much higher man marking than all other teams in the Premier League. We don't take out depth. We don't take out the zones. We don't defend the areas. We defend right against the man who's on the ball, and this is a big problem. And it can't be done in the Premier League.
Yeah.
We
Brendan
is trying
Chappell,
to reinvent the wheel.
You can't. It's already been invented. And Brendan, big up for you to come in to say we don't need legs if you can't read the game. 100%. Gordon, big up Gordon as well to come in to say, let's move on and think about Wembley next week. That's all we can do. But with a little bit of a cautious, again, this is a Premiership team that plays a low block as well, similar style. And wow, big up. We have Mr. Briggs in the house. Briggsy, how you doing? Long time no speak.
Right. Yeah, it's been a while, man. It's been a grueling few weeks, so I apologise. I hope you're both very well, and I hope you're not too disappointed, obviously, with the result. Yeah, listen, I can't stay very long, but I just thought I'd come in and chime in for a couple of minutes. Very disappointing today. I think we obviously expected a little bit more. Yeah, just a poor performance all round, really, wasn't it? And very disappointing in the end. 2 points drop, in my opinion. But there you go.
2 points. I mean, Marc, stay with us a little bit. Me and Jarvis, we've been talking ourselves in circles, and at the end of the day, that midfield, we can't defend that midfield. Games are won and lost in the midfield.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, I agree. I said it many times over the last few weeks. Actually, I think one of our biggest problems at the moment actually is that number 6 role again. I think, you know, last season, Casemiro come in, obviously massive price tag, massive wages, but I think he was fantastic. And I think you saw, particularly last season, how much he progressed that ball. But I think what you're seeing this season, we played Cobby in the 6. He's not a number 6. We've had Casemiro out. When he's been playing, he's been very poor. And I think in transition, we are really struggling to, first of all, we've got the back four and their relationship, and that's been poor all season, which has an impact on Onana, which has an impact on the midfield. But then you've got someone in the 6 role who's been out for a while and really struggles to transition and get it forward and progress it like he did last season.
That's it.
And I think actually you can look at other positions that we need to fill. You can look at the players that we need to get rid of. And I think the number 6 role is also a massive thing that we need to replace in the summer. I do.
Yeah. Big up. Botswana Papi, all the way from Boston, USA, just finished the watch along. How you doing, Pops? You're on mute. Oh, I mute you.
Am I unmuted now?
Yeah, you're unmuted now. Do you agree what Marc is saying regarding the midfielder that we need a number 6?
Definitely. And we need more than a number 6, guys. We need a lot. We need a lot more than just like a number 6. But that is true. When we look at Casemiro's lack of contribution and lack of mobility, it's really concerning. It's part of why the whole thing is falling apart. And for me, the whole thing about it, I feel like it's something that Ten Hag should have realized a long time ago and tried to set up a team in a way that is not overly exposed, you know. And I'm starting to doubt that maybe Ten Hag himself, he does not like the setup, that the conversations that he's had with Ineos, and he's just sort of like just writing out the season in a way where he just wants to play the football that he wants and then get out of the place, you know. I'm still baffled by how his lack of reaction, or rather his reaction time, and also just the way he just keeps on letting us play kick the ball football. Is
Yeah, we lost.
I'm trying to calm my nerves and sorry, I don't know if you can still hear me, but I'll just try to finish my
10 seconds. We lost you. Yeah, we lost you for 10 seconds there, so we didn't hear what you said for the past 15.
Yeah, it's just the fact that I feel like Ten Hag himself, it's his responsibility to figure out that, I had something instructions that maybe are exposing the deficiencies of the team, but do you want to do that at the cost of your job? You know, when you're in a turbulent situation, we've all driven vehicles here, and if you're driving and you're losing control, you have to change the gear, you have to change the speed, you have to change something. You just can't stay in the same way. Otherwise, you lose control of the car and end up injuring yourself and the whole thing. You know, so we need more than just a six. But I used to think that Amadou Onana would come in and do a really good job for us. But I'm even skeptical now that even if we had an Amadou Onana today in the midfield, that would do anything positive for us. You know?
So, but what do we need then in the midfield? Do we need a complete overhaul?
We need a defensive line that really can cope with the demands of what Ten Hag wants, because right now the demands are so insanely high on these players, and it's just a setup for me. I don't know. The beautiful thing about football is everybody has a different way of looking at it, and for me, the hallmarks of a great manager is somebody who is inventive, imaginative, creative enough to know that, oh, when this is happening, this is what we do. When this is happening, this is what we do. Sure, you can have things called principles, but those principles, they can kill you if you don't figure out how to modify them, you know? And you just can't just rely on one way of doing things. And it's just been so much. And I'm not saying this is all on Ten Hag. There's a lot of players that were disappointing today, and that they were disappointing because the demands are just way too high on them, you know?
Yeah,
and left back.
I think the demand should be very high on them. This is Manchester United, and I think as soon as you cross that white line, you're there to do a job. And to be honest with you, I understand where you're coming from, and I know you're not totally against Ten Hag, but I think changing him is a poor decision. I've said this so many times, Mickey, Jarvis, we've said before, last season we did very, very well. He came in, changed mentality, made lots of changes. We were playing very good football, and we massively overachieved. Now, if we talk about massively overachieving last season, we cannot expect the same this season. We didn't really make all the signings we needed. Regardless of how you look at it, we have to come to the same point. Shit trickles downhill. We've still got shitty owners. We've still got obviously a new kind of a new owner that's come in, 25%, whatever else. We're not seeing anything from that yet. And I think even if we get rid of Ten Hag now or in the summer, you've then got 5 players worth from managers that still need to be shipped. We're struggling to sell. And I do not believe that we can focally look at Ten Hag as it is wholly his fault. I get that he has been underwhelming. He has made mistakes this season, absolutely. But the thing is, when you don't achieve what you need in the summer, when you've still got all this air of grey around you because you don't know what's happening with the takeover, you don't know if you're going to have your job. I'm sure everyone at United, including the players, thinking, shit, what's going to happen now that Ineos are in, all these changes are coming in, what's going to happen? That doesn't make a nice, stable unit for you to actually lay any groundwork and play any good football. And the thing is, we've seen, and I'll go back to last season, he came in, he did a great job. We massively overachieved from the same crop of fucking players. And for some reason now, it's the same players that are not doing anything. They're not doing the basics right. You're a footballer, you're getting paid X amount of money this week, and you're not doing the basics right. And I don't believe that's on Ten Hag. They will be doing stuff during the week about the drills, the type of football, the formations, everything. And he has tried A, B, and C, but people haven't liked it. He's gone back to basics again, and it's still not working because the players just aren't doing enough. The players aren't doing enough, and I get it. He is to blame in some areas, absolutely. He's been poor this season, but I really get sick and tired of hearing all on Ten Hag. It's not, man. There's so much shit going on. We forget.
Marc, it's too simplistic because we are 32 games into the season now, and we still see the same issues as we did at the first game against Wolves. And for me, that Ten Hag is not addressing this is baffling. I can't understand it. I can't wrap my mind around.
And I agree. But what has he got? What can he change? He's still got the same crop of players. He's still got the negativity around him. He's doing what he can. He's a manager. He's got the job for a reason. He did well last season for a reason. He was working at Bayern Munich and did fantastic, under Pep at the time, and did great. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but he obviously
just
changed it up this season since compared to last season,
Yeah.
and what he's doing, he tried something new, and now we have 32 games plus Champions League and cups into the season, and we're still doing the same. And I feel we're still doing the same mistakes. So for me, he's too stubborn. He doesn't learn. So for me,
I
it's
do
on
think
Ten
he's
Hag.
stubborn. I do think he's stubborn.
Yeah, he's stubborn. He's stubborn. Yeah. Listen, in terms of positives, the future like this, I must say, this is what I'm looking forward to. The young academy that's coming up the range is going to be part of the preseason. That is what I'm looking forward to. And he knows he's got a gold mine there. I covered his the morning show the day that I did, and I covered, and it was a very sensitive interview. And I kind of understood where he was coming from. So I understand where you're coming from. But my frustration is, what do you have to lose now, right? What do you have to lose? You had an opportunity. Did you go chicken shit? I know going away playing Vitality Stadium is not easy. It's like 11,000 spectators. Like, you can drop on a needle and you can hear the echo of the falling, right? It's not easy. So what do we expect from now? Can we start seeing more youth? Can we see more youth being embedded? What do you have to lose, Ten Hag? We have the FA Cup semi-final, and I'm not feeling confident, but we should be going there. Anyway, Bots, what did you see? Any positives about this game? If we get out, we just get rid of the negatives, but what did you see? Any positives about this game? He's on mute.
I think it's very hard to pick positives from this. I mean, of course, like Onana had 3 good saves that I feel like it could have also been worse if that didn't happen. But Onana is just doing the bare minimum. He's doing his job, and what else could it be? It's very, very difficult. I think Willy Kambwala made a mistake that he can learn from. That can, in the long term, can be positive. And that's what you need in the development journey of a young player, to be able to make mistakes that they take in those mistakes, they make sure that next time they don't happen again, and they work on them, because at the end of the day, slipping and falling is something that can happen to anybody. We saw Van de Ven this morning fall, and that's really not, I wouldn't really blame Willy Kambwala for that predicament, because at the end of the day, the team, the way it was set up, when Garnacho lost that ball, it was just a quick pass, and it was already a one-on-one situation, so there's this saying that sometimes when you lose, you win, and sometimes when you win, you lose, and this is, for me, individually, in Kambwala's developmental journey, I feel like it's an important moment, and I'm so glad that it didn't end up in a loss of, Bournemouth beating us. It was more, It ended up in a draw, so he can't beat himself too much for that, because as a defender, you got to defend, and you let the offensive guys do the offensive work. So I have to kind of like look at it in the long term for him in that way, because you want that. You want him to get better 100%, eventually. 100%, yeah.
100%. So keep playing him, what Thomas Svedjenes is saying here. I agree.
Keep playing.
The only one. Keep playing. Yes. Keep playing. Keep learning. But the tune would have been totally different if it was awarded a penalty, which we didn't get, because he was the one that fouled at the end of the day. I mean, still, the positives, according to me. Jarvis, how about you? Did you see any positives about the second half? First half, we can just cross it. But second half.
Well, second half was better than first half, because first half was dreadful, and second half was decent. But I will also say that Bournemouth, they subbed themselves worse. Kluivert was injured, and they lack other players like Sinistera and Tavernier. So basically, they were missing the best 3 offensive players behind Solanke. So I think they didn't have more. That's one of the reasons we became more into the game, because the thing is with Sinistera and Semenyo, they are extremely good 1-against-1, so they can take on our fullbacks. And Kluivert too, you could see it in the first half. He was having a field day. He was really good, and I was really impressed by the young kid. So I think Bournemouth, they lost a little bit of momentum because they don't have a bigger squad, and made it easier for us. But again, we saw we were toothless. We had I would say a cheap penalty that gave us the equalizer. But except from that, we didn't have many chances. So we were lucky in a way to get away with 1 point. We saw it in the last minute. It could have been a penalty if the referees have had it their way again. But good for us. VAR saved us.
Briggsy, what do you reckon? Any positives?
Yeah, I think I really rate Kambwala. I think he's 18. Inexperience. We spoke about Garnacho when he sort of came into the fray, inexperience, making mistakes, that kind of thing. I think those things happen. I think he obviously got away with it today, but I think he looks strong and something obviously exciting to watch. One thing I do want to say actually is Maguire as well. I think actually the 2 goals today came down to our fullbacks, and I thought Maguire, obviously he's turned a corner recently. I think actually if it wasn't for him, Kambwala wouldn't be as good, and I think the opposite as well. I think without Kambwala, I think Maguire probably wouldn't flourish as well as he did, and I think Maguire at the moment is clearly taken a knock and isn't playing at full fitness either.
No, but Maguire was good today. I cannot lie. I mean, this is the only 2 fullbacks that we have available at the moment. But we got to move him on 100%. If we seriously going to think of playing out the back, like he was so slow, it's like an oil tanker going put. You know what I mean? It doesn't work. So the build-up play starts from Onana or the centre back, and we can clearly see we're missing each other. Like, But the positives for me, though, I think worth to mention was Amad Diallo's substitution, because that changed the game in how we kind of were attacking on the right-hand flank. But he was also playing, how slick he was, like in the midfield and doing cutbacks and stuff like that. So that kind of changed the game a bit. The mistake, I think we should have used actually Mount from the beginning here. I think so. But the positives was second half, more control, and this is what I want to see. All right. Now, if we go looking ahead of the FA Cup, the players need to look at the video clips. The manager need to look himself in the mirror and say, if we play like this in Wembley, we're going to get slaughtered, and don't want that anyway. So that's the only positive, man. And the positive is we got away with murder. We got lucky. 2-2. Big up. Guys, you've been waiting for this player ratings, right? Bots, how much time do you have?
I have all the time. I'm on a walk. I was just enjoying the conversation in the background, so I have all the time.
All right. I just want to do, Jarvis, with your permission, can we do the player ratings? So do you have anything further to add on to this pile of shit today?
Yeah, I'm afraid to be more negative. I actually don't like being too negative, and
neither do I.
But I try to analyze, and then I don't see much positive coming from this game. To be honest, nothing. Maybe I agree that Ahmad had a good substitution. He played 45 minutes, and he was good. The way I see him, he has a little bit of swag. He knows how to, in a way, dictates the tempo when he has the ball. He can stop with it. He can screen the ball and then carry it until there's openings. And players like that helps out the team tremendously, because it makes it easier for the others to pick their position and pick their runs. That's why I always have a love for Christian Eriksen, because he is the type of midfielder who can dictate the tempo. It makes it easier for the others to function. And we lack a player like that. We have young Mainu, but it's not up to him, 18 years old, doing this every time to control the ship of Man United. So today I would like to see a player like Christian Eriksen to come in. I would like to see him at least given 45 minutes and change it up. But again, Ten Hag did nothing. So
yeah. Thank you, Jarvis. Thank you, everyone. Guys, at the end of the day, 2-2 is the realistic scoreboard. You understand why he subbed up Kobe Maino. you can't play this kid week in, week out, 95 minutes, of course, but also Garnacho, so there was fair and square substitutions. But guys, we got to go into the player ratings now. This is kind of coming to the end of the show. Don't forget, there is about 200 of you right now tuning in on all platforms. Do not forget to like and subscribe. Give us a little bit cheeky like. The link is actually pinned in MUFC Realist TV in this VR room. You see on the Q&A, it's pinned there. You can click on it and we will do this together, guys. So let's get into the player ratings. This is the moment of truth. This is where you can have the opportunity. And we lost Marc Briggs, by the way. Big up. Thank you, Marc, as well, for coming in. This is where we have the moment of truth, where you can actually, give the stick and the rose. Let's start with Andrew Onana. Yeah. Bobby.
He was a very good 6.5, because as I said, three important blocks, 3 important saves that he made, and it could have been worse. It could have been worse. It could have been a peppering, just the same way they peppered us last time at Old Trafford. So I'm just gonna give him a 6.5, because not a lot of people are gonna get above 6 in my opinion.
What about you, Jarvis? You agree? 6, 7?
I think Onana was good. He had a couple of good saves, so I give him a 7.
Okay. Neil Driscoll going 6. Vegeta is going 7, 6. So unfortunately, I don't have a 6.5 on here. So I'm going to pull the trigger. I'm going to pull a 6. Let's see what you guys have voted. 5.2 what you guys have voted. So almost close. Diego Dalot. Okay. Jarvis, your thoughts on Diego?
Yeah, he had a decent game too, but not his best. Kerkes on the left wing for Bournemouth was really good. He struggled with him a lot of the time. He's a little bit slow on the ball, so no, not his best game. I give him a 6.
Poppy, what would you give?
I'm gonna go a little lower than Jarvis and give him a 5. I mean, he was okay. There was just a few also premature crosses from deep that didn't have the right weight on them. And if those are your defining moments, when you make the decision to either to take the most risk averse move, when the few moments where we have possession and he crosses it from deep. Of course, there was like 2 players in a overloaded on the far post, but if you're surrendering possession to the team that we're trying to beat. So I unfortunately have to give him a 5 for me, Dialo. Not your best game, but okay.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I echo what you're saying. He got absolutely cooked by Kerkes there as well. It wasn't his best game, so I give him a 5 as well. 4.2. Yeah, you guys in the VR and the voters is giving 4.2. Harry Maguire, decent. I was to give him a 6 or 7. He didn't do anything wrong today.
No, other than he plays with young Willy Kambwala, and the thing is, when you are the experienced players, I demand more from him to control and help, because one of the goals, the second goal, was a little bit on Maguire in a way, because Dialo was dragged out to the sideline, and there was a big gap between Dialo and Kambwala. Maguire should have pushed Kambwala out to fill that gap, but he didn't. So there was a little bit. It's just nitpicking, but if you are an experienced 30-year-old centre back with a lot of experience playing with the young buck with 3 games in his belt, maybe you should be more commanding. Be the boss. I give him a 6. That was okay.
Yeah, me too. 6. Poppy, you agree? 6.
I'm gonna give him a. Oh, we don't do 5.5s, right? I was gonna say 5.5, but all right. Democracy rules. I'll give him a reluctant 6.
Okay, I pulled the trigger on 6 as well. I agree with you. 4.8. The majority have spoken. At the end of the day, guys, whatever we say here in the panel don't really matter, because it's what the voters are doing. So 4.8 is fair and square. Willy Kambwala, I'm not going to be harsh on him. I thought, he had his footing. The flooding of the pitch was not so easy. If it wasn't for that, he probably would stopped it. But I think he picked up his game after that, and the confidence was high. So I can't give him a 6.7, so I give him a comfortable 6 here.
Comfortable
Yeah, I
six
think-
is also that's what I'm a roll with. And big point there, Mick. The mental resilience he shows. He can pass a mental hurdle. If you make a mistake early, that ends up potentially costing the team. It's up to you to pick yourself up and make sure that you do not fold. And he did not. We saw a very positive Willy Kambwala after that mistake, and big up to him, man. Keep growing, keep developing, lad. Make the mistakes, and you'll get better with time. So
Yeah.
yeah, 6.
6. Jarvis.
I go with Neil. I give Willy a 4.
Oh my God, you've been harsh on the kid.
Yeah, well, it's not being harsh. It's I'm basing it on his performance. The performance weren't good today. He was involved with both of the goals of Bournemouth, and it's just the way it is. But I like the kid, and I hope he will be a future centre back for Man United. But today wasn't his best game.
Okay. Right. So I will pull a 5 because there seems to be the 5. 4.7. Yes, guys. According to Red J, there is 33 watching, but according to our StreamYard, there is 160 watching across all platforms. So it can be a little bit deceiving at the end of the day. Wan-Bissaka, God, I think the referees are catching up on its live tackles, because even if it's inch perfect, they're still blowing the whistle. Guys, I want to hear from you. Wan-Bissaka.
For me, it's not even about the slide tackles, Mick. It's about the combination play with Rashford. He just doesn't have chemistry with Rashford. The first movement that I saw where they were linking up, and Rashford fed him a ball into the half space, on the left side, was in the second half, and we're already now deep in the mud. And I just he's good defensively, but offensively, I'm sorry, he's offering us close to nothing. On as a fullback, as a left back, so put Wan-Bissaka in his rightful place, put him in the right back, man, and let's get back to the old way where we used to do so. I have to give him a 5.
Yeah, I agree. 5. Jarvis, 5.
Yeah, a 5 is a good. But the problem with I'm just gonna defend Wan-Bissaka a little bit. He's not a left back. He has a right foot, and every time he receives the ball, the angles is wrong. Ten Hag talks about the angles, so we have to use an extra touch, and it gives him less time and a worse passing opportunity. So it seems a little bit like glitchy when he plays, and especially when it comes to Rashford, he's not an overlapping fullback in a way.
No, true that.
So it's a little bit unfair to judge him being a left back, because he's an out and out right back.
We don't even have a left back available.
Yeah,
so that's
the problem. But today I give him a 5. Well deserved.
Yeah,
5.
I agree. 5. Let's see. 4.1. We are far away from you guys. Casemiro, I'm so sorry to see this decline when even the pundits are starting to pick it up. And this was my worry. Like, we this morning, even when we had the show, and I said, like, I didn't pick Casemiro in there because I picked, Mason Mount, because we needed the energy. Now, when your legs are gone and you're losing ball possession on multiple occasions, why are you in this team? Right. Sorry, Casemiro, I give you a 4 today.
Yeah, Pops.
I give him a 3. I don't know.
A 3.
When did he pick up, Mick? Please remind me, unless I forgot, because I'm just trying to remember, like, even just like 2 or 3 phases of play where I'm like, oh, that's the Casemiro. It's fine. Football is a bunch of phases of play that add up to 90, but I'm struggling to remember. Yeah, no long shot, no, a 3 from me, bro.
A 3. Yeah, moment of truth. 3, I agree. I was a little bit too kind. Jarvis, you agree? 3, 4?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll pull the trigger on 3 and see what you guys are saying as well. Boom. 3.9. So we were wrong. Most of you guys voted 4. Bruno Fernandes, I would say, was, according to my opinion, man of the match for me. He had a proper captain's performance. He tried, but, he was yelling at the team, Nobody was kind of listening to the instructions. Even there was a free kick or there was something he was laying off, he was shouting and yelling, "Why didn't you read my passes?" He scored 2 goals today. One was a penalty, stone cold penalty, and it was a beautiful volley. He just smashed it up in the top corner. So if somebody deserves credit, I give it to Bruno today. Bruno is. I know that you like Bruno, you don't like Bruno, but still, I give him an 8 today or 7.5. What are you guys saying?
Yeah, I think Bruno was good today. I give him an 8. He scored 2 goals. He was fairly accurate on his long balls, through balls today, and he was constantly trying at least his best. He had a good shot in the crossbar too, and yeah, for me, Bruno did well today. Again, when it comes to Bruno, I think he dictates the tempo in the wrong way. So I would play Bruno, but I'm not the biggest Bruno. He's not my favorite player, but
Neil Driscoll comes in and say Bruno 7.
Yeah, so I give him an 8.
Yeah. All right. So at the end of the day, we have to go to the VR room as well and see. Okay, I also pull an 8 because he scored 2 goals. He was actually trying to get things moving, but in a wrong way as well. 8, 6.8. Nobody deserves an 8 today. Kobe Mainoo was subbed out. Kobe Mainoo was targeted by them deliberately. Didn't have a good game, but I'm not going to be harsh. I'm going to start with you guys first. Talk to me.
Yeah, but Kobe was okay, but it's not his game. It's just the way it is. He's a young kid, so I give him a 5.
Thoughts?
Yeah, I think a
6,
5 is
5.
solid assessment because there's only so much you can do in the midfield, and I'm just a little bit starting to get worried for him because we've seen
He's
now
tired. He's getting
he's
tired.
reached the burnout. Exactly, Garnacho is on burnout stage right now, and Kobe Mainoo is approaching it. So we need to find a way for us to slow down how much game time he's getting, so that we can see the best of him on the pitch. Because right now we're playing him like he's Busquets, and he doesn't need to be getting those.
Yeah, I agree.
You know,
I agree. He's getting burned out.
Yeah.
You can see he's getting burned out. Okay, I pull a 5 on him, but I want to give him a 6. But at the end of the day, it's what you are voting that matters. 5.3. So we are equal, like peace in the pods here. God, here comes the moment of truth. The Belfast Bebe. Is it now not only the Belfast Bebe, is it the Beaumont Bebe?
Yeah, Rashford is terrible. He's terrible, and he doesn't care. And he's on his way out the way, and he has turned off mentally a long time ago. So for me, I give him a 3.
3. That's generous.
I'm gonna give him a 2, Jarvis, because most of the game he didn't track back. He only had one moment where he ignored an overlap, and he was like, "Oh shit, I'm gonna get crucified for this." And then he tracks all the way back to a right back position, and I was just like, "So what are you saving all that energy for?" I think somebody earlier said,
True, he was chasing back. Yeah,
he looks
lost it.
fresher at the end of the game than the beginning of the game. So I don't know why you're saving your batteries, Rashford. So I'm giving him 2.
I'm not going to be that nice because I was tracking him today actually deliberately to see what he would do, and too selfish. There was a moment where he was coming off the wing, cutting in, instead of passing, squaring in the ball to Højlund, who was going like this afterwards. He shoots, right? The moment where he also lost the ball and realized that, oh shit, I lost the ball. They stole the ball from him, and he was just tracking all the way back just to make a point. Look, I can track back, right? But at the end of the day, it's just a conundrum of look up. It's like you're playing Xbox, like you're pressing R2 and you just bury your head in the sand and just don't look up. And he's been found out because defenders, they instantly gang up, right? They line up 2 to 3 people just blocking like a wall, like a brick wall there. You should not pass. So why are they starting him in the instance? Maybe it's written in his contract. Maybe he's protected by some people above. You have to start him. There's so many other hungry players that he's hindering at the moment. If we do get money in the summer, get rid of him 100%. He's checked out long time ago, and maybe he's saving himself for the preseason wherever he's going. But I don't know if the club's going to sell him. And I agree what Marc Briggs was saying before. We don't know anything what Ineos is going to do. So far, it's been just PR. We haven't seen nothing. PR. And the Glazers are still here in the background. And they are being they're protecting the star boy Rashford. I'm sorry, I'm going to be harsh and pull a 1. 2. So maybe me was an asshole here, but I'm tired. Definitely tired.
Yeah, if you can tie your football aces, then you get a 1.
You get a 1.
He walked on the pitch. That's at least a 2.
Yeah.
How you see it. But,
Rashford is awful, according to Neil Driscoll. He's a waste of space, what Pigster is saying. We have no agenda. We're just basically looking what's best for the team. Nick Nash is saying he crossed the ball once, 100%. Rashford.
With his left foot. I remember that.
Big 0.
Yeah, well, he won the ball in a good way for Garnacho before Bruno's goal.
Right.
You guys remember. So,
gentlemen, we're going to talk about the poor Rasmus Højlund. Maria Steiner or somebody said it. I can't remember who it was. There was a comment earlier to say, why did we spend 70 million if we can't even put a cross into the box? Or, this guy huffed and puffed and he looks lost all of a sudden because he doesn't get service. Okay, we're talking about we're not having it in the midfield. We're not using the midfield, but we're not using the front three either. What are we doing, Jarvis? We're just strangers in the dark. Da, 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 da. Yeah. Belfast, big up Jared as well. Feel for Højlund as well, man. Dead weight, carrying dead weight. It's hard to rate him because he didn't get service. When he tried to sort of shield the ball, he got overturned by the fullback as well. That was a huge monster. For me, 5. Average.
Yeah, I agree.
Average, okay. 4. Garnacho got subbed up. I don't know if he's also running out of energy. 5 as well. Easy.
Yeah, bad game from him. You can clearly see that he's done. He needs a rest.
Yeah. No, this is the spark of a bright light in the second half. Amad Dialo comes in and he's fresh. He's hungry. One has a point to prove. Man, I thought he had a good second half. What's your thoughts?
Yeah. Papi.
As we've talked about earlier in the show, one of the few positive things we can pull out of this game. I think Amad Diallo has made a name for himself to even maybe start next game. He's also. I'm wondering. I was loving how he was operating too. Whenever he came into the half spaces, I'm like, this could be a solution for a number false 9. A number. He doesn't only has to be deployed in the right wing. He can come in, drift in the middle. So
that's what he did.
Yeah, he definitely needs to be picked more. So I'm gonna give him a 6.
All right. I totally agree with you. He's a smooth operator on the wing, tricky customer. He's also very good when he cuts into the middle, and his link-up play is really good. He's very fast on his feet. I like him a lot. I want to see more of him. And what I said in the opening statement when I opened the show, he changed the pace in the second half. So for me, Jarvis, do you agree? What's your thought?
Yeah. He's good. As I said, I like Ahmad. I also spoke about Ahmad in the post match preview game, and I would like to see more from him. He has proven to me that he's good enough. Let the kid play. He has the balance in his body. He's strong. He's good on the ball. He can carry the ball. He can screen the ball. He's press resistive. Yeah. Let him play, ahead of Rashford. Rashford is terrible. Let Ahmad play.
Yeah, I thought he was a 6 or 7, 6.5, but I put 6 here and let me see what the votes are being saying here. 5.9. So it's a 6. We have an agreement. It's hard to say Mason Mount. He got 10, 13 minutes, 14 minutes in combination. So 5, easy, because it came off the bench, guys. Right?
Yeah, I don't know what to say about Mount. I didn't see much.
Didn't see much. 5 is average, just 4.8. You agree. Ten Hag, the moment of truth. Erik Ten Hag.
Yeah, for me, I give Ten Hag a 2. Naive setup yet again. It is what it is. We are the Titanic, and he's the captain, and he sees the iceberg right in front of him, and he's standing there like
Erik, there's an iceberg. I know. Erik, there's an iceberg. I know. Erik, avoid, abort. I know.
We are sinking, Erik.
What
He's
you
like, what
thinking
are
about?
you thinking about? We are sinking, Erik.
What you
like
thinking
he
about?
sees a cloud of turbulence, and he's like, "We're gonna go through it." Come on, Erik. Like, tactical imagination, is that all too much to ask for? Just a manager who can sometimes try something else, and then if it doesn't work, try something else. I liked what you did last season, and the thing about it, one of the benchmarks of last season was compact, resolute defense. Fine, you switched from that. You want to be more offensive, but if it takes tactical IQ as well to judge the players you have and say, "Oh, well, I've tried it. Look at this. Well, almost at 13 losses." League losses. We like, try something else. Go back to what it, because the players are not equipped.
Yeah.
You can't keep trying something over and over. Why are we training players things when we know that, like, these guys can't do it? So Ten Hag needs to look at himself in the mirror and just be a little bit smarter with his decision making, and also his slow reaction time. Why did Dialo take so long to come in? Why did Mount take so long to come in? It's becoming dreadful to watch, to the point that you may want to even boycott watching Manchester United. It's terrible.
Yeah. I might call him -10. Like, in terms of reaction, in terms of the Titanic. Erik, there's an iceberg. Yeah, I know. React. Erik, you're gonna hit it. I know. Are you deliberately steering the ship to hit the iceberg? Because truth, what you said about last season, it was a totally different setup. We were pressing high up on the pitch as well. We were winning balls, and that was due to Fred as well as a ball winner. Fred was instrumental in that midfield. Okay, Fred was good, but most of the time he was that dog, the ball winner. We don't have it, right? But you change the system right now. That means that you don't have a fucking midfield, right? It just baffles me, right? And goal scoring difference is like -3 at the moment. I think it's -3. So that's not really helping you. We're not scoring goals, right? What are we doing? We are conceding goals, and we're conceding shots on targets. So either you are absolutely delusional, or either you're playing yourself for the sack, because if you sort of resign yourself, you're losing out the severance package. Maybe he's not happy. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Jarvis, you have something to share?
Yeah, I say Mick, Jamie Wayne comes in and say Mick,
He walked out.
The presser. And there's actually a clip on this on YouTube. Maybe we could play it.
He had enough. I think he had enough of this shit.
Yeah. Let's play it and hear what Ten Hag
let's do that.
Let's play.
There's a danger you get caught in seventh place. If you fall below seventh, that would be the worst finish in Premier League history for United. Do you think you're going to be above?
I don't going to take that question. It's not that is not important at this moment.
That's gone.
There's a danger.
So
I mean, God, that is a valid fucking question for a journalist. What are you going to do about it? You're currently sitting now on 7th. What are you going to do? I'm not going to comment and walk away.
Yeah, you can clearly see that Ten Hag is in the corner now. He's pressed. He's feeling the pressure, and it's rising. And he's not happy. He just have a draw against Bournemouth away, and the last couple of weeks with results have been terrible. And I think he feels that the knives are out. There's just no holiday at being a Manchester United manager at the moment. He feels that the end is near.
It's a holiday on ice. It's like Cartman. Screw you guys. I'm going home. That's what it is. You don't do that, right? I understand he knows it's over, and that's probably what it is. He knows it's over. So, holiday on ice, skating on thin ice. The results, unfortunately, football is a results business, and the buck stops with the manager because manager carries the final responsibility, right? If you can't get your team to perform, then you're out of the door, and that has always been football. So people asking me, are you Ten Hag in, Ten Hag out? I'm none of it. Yeah, I just want to see good football, and that's it. And right now, he's not delivering good football. Big up as well, Rushmano. Check your DM, Jarvis.
Yeah, I'm doing it. Thank you, Rushmano.
Right, but we still got to vote on Ten Hag, and unfortunately today, I've been protecting you, Ten Hag, a lot, but today it's unforgivable. Why? I have high standards, and I had hopes that we can clinch 3 points. You have an opportunity to actually, solidify 3 points because of Spurs bottling it by itself today. 0-4 against Newcastle, and Newcastle will be surpassing us. And Villa is playing tomorrow against Arsenal. So everything was in your hands, how you would set up the team. And unfortunately, it didn't work, Ten Hag. It didn't work today. 2 for me.
Yeah.
This is the most critical I've been so far. But I'm starting to smell the coffee here. Want to hear from you guys?
Yeah, I give him a 2.
Bots?
I'll give him a
2
generous.
substitution.
Oh my goodness, 2 substitutions is bad. This is the thing. He's also going to cause imbalance and unrest in the dressing room. What is Ahmad thinking? What is Mason Mount what is Christian Eriksen thinking looking at that? There's all this like stuff where it's just like they're watching it's like we're watching what? Chicago, Manchester versus Magic Bournemouth. Like it's like a basketball game, and the players on the sideline on the bench are watching this and saying, well, is this something that we want to be behind as well? I just don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna give him a 3 just because at the end of the day, he's not the one making the Dialo to be so far on the right. Like he's not making he's not responsible for the positioning in the game of the players. He can select the players, he can give them instructions, and then he can't shout, tackle now, or don't tackle now, so that's...
But he was shouting on the sideline. He was giving instructions. Calm down, I saw it. But Belfast Man United therapy.
That's what I'm saying. He can try to influence the mental state and morale of the team, but the decision making, he can be responsible for that. So I just don't want to just say all the blame is on Ten Hag.
No.
Blame goes to the players.
No.
So I'm gonna give him a 3 for me.
3 for you. Belfast United therapy. Big up, mate. Hopefully, go check out his new channel as well, and we will have you on one day, my friend. You said you will give him a hug and then give him a 1. That's like, I give you a kiss before I kill you. Seriously.
Mick,
Yeah,
I
bring
have
it up.
something to share here because Rushmano sent me this
Players are
right
giving
now.
up.
And
Robert.
Alejandro Garnacho liked a tweet from Marc Goldbridge, and he said Ten Hag suddenly blaming Garnacho in the post-match press conference. Not looking good, throwing a 19-year-old under the bus who has actually delivered for you this season. But then again, he's clearly scared of upsetting the bigger earners. And
True.
Garnacho has liked Marc Goldbridge's tweet. So are we seeing a mutiny now from the players?
Yeah, I mean, of course. We've spoken about the Belfast baby getting away with murder. Absolutely throwing in a stinker and still remains on the pitch. We've spoken about, Casemiro losing his legs, doing fuck all on the pitch and still remains on the pitch, right? How can you blame young Garnacho where you subbed him up in the first half? Second half, he didn't play, right? Garnacho's been there, being the best player, being the best winger the whole season, putting in and week out shift, fighting to the last minute. So that is a little bit weird, right? You might see a mutiny amongst the youngster players, but the ones that are on fat, happy wages, they don't give a fuck because at the end of the day, they're going to get paid the weekly wages. They're not saying anything. But does it look like he's lost his mind 100%? When you walk away from a press conference, you know the writing is on the wall. And if you throw a youngster under the bus, it's not fucking acceptable, in my opinion. But that's me. Guys, I'm sorry, Ten Hag. I'm going to be lenient. I'm going to give you a kiss. Good night. Hope the hangover is better for you tomorrow, my friend, because we still need to play at Wembley. 2.4. And the man of the match, I put a star on Bruno Fernandes because he scored 2 goals and he was the captain leading the fight. He tried, but nobody was listening to the captain. I will submit my scores now, people. So get your votes in. Last man standing here right now. Bam. Man of the match. Okay, I have to refresh. Oh, who the fuck voted Onana? How this Onana got man of the match?
Yeah, he was good. He was good.
Oh, right. So Onana got the man of the match. That's what you voted. But what did the TV give?
Had to be Bruno because of 2 goals.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. It's been a tough day, a lot of streaming, and we can only reflect on it, sleep on it. I don't know, do something else. And we should see you on Monday, I guess, as well with Jarvis's Corner, because tomorrow I'm taking a little bit of a break from football. Am I worried about Wembley? Yeah, I am. Is he going to get sacked? I don't think he's going to get sacked. He will. If he does, they're going to pull the trigger in the summer, right? Because there's no smoke without fire if it's been leaked out to the press. The question is who? I'm sorry. It wasn't a good day at the office, people. And at the end of the day, we're here to call a spade a spade. You know, criticize players, managers when they're not performing, and give roses when they do. This is the story of Manchester United this season. I do apologize if I sound a little bit negative, but it's just my emotions. I'm drained. Put my hand up to say it's nothing sensational. It's just my feelings. Ask me tomorrow how I feel. If I feel the same when I wake up, then it's the way. Jarvis, how about yourself?
Yeah, I just saw this Rashmado potentially followed with Anthony too, and there's something with Dialo too now because Dialo is not happy with
falling up with everyone, by the way.
And Ten Hag walking out of the press conference. So clearly something is happening now, and in a way, it had to go that way with the result and the way we are playing. So yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah, but what was not Anthony on the bench even? Can we rate the bench? Somebody asked. Like, no, I can't rate the bench, but the bench looks good. But what was wrong with Anthony? He's not injured. It's a fallout. So he's been having too many fallouts with key players as well. You can't continue like this. We don't know. Anyway.
You don't know, but tomorrow night, 9 p.m., I will do a Jarvis Corner, and we will try to deep dive into everything and get everything straight. Because right now, after a loss, we all feel the emotions. We are reactionary.
Yeah.
We have seen the Ten Hag pictures walking out on the press conference, and everybody's just putting 2 and 2 together. The Anthony thing, we don't know. Maybe it's just BS, but we will figure it out and stay tuned for tomorrow's Jarvis's Corner, 9 p.m.
Guys, if you're watching this now, if you haven't subscribed, up to you. It's free. Like the video. Leave a comment in the comment section if you disagree with us, because we always like to read your comments and reply back. Thank you for tuning in, beautiful people. Thank you for coming in as well. Thank you, Jarvis. Thank you, Football Power Hour. Thank you for the moderators, and thank you for everyone that's contributed in the VR room as well. Stay beautiful. Do something. Go out, walk the dog, take a breath. It's just football, and it's a 2-2. A Sunday Jarvis Corner.
No, sorry. Monday. My bad.
Yeah. All right, people. Thank you.
Win, lose, or draw, we always are red. Don't forget that. Stand behind the team. Whether you don't like the manager, you don't like the players, don't forget your love for Manchester United. This is why we're here, guys. We're all broken and hurting. So
Don't
We're
forget.
broken people now. Yeah, just big up for you, Power Hour, as well. Football Power Hour, congratulations for your 1,000 subscriptions and being monetized. And for getting your first super chat today. That must feel so good. Big up to you, champ, and keep fighting. We support you, brother. And thank you for doing the watch along as well. Love United. Love United, hate the Glazers. And that's how we're going to finish the show. Remember, the Glazers are still here. Don't forget. And remember, everything what you see right now is PR, and nothing has been delivered as yet. You ordered the pizza, but you haven't got it yet. Right. Thank you, people. Glory, glory, Manchester United. Glazers out.
Now, for the thousands in attendance and the
Thank you so much for stopping by and watching MUFC Realist TV. Don't forget to like and subscribe and follow us on the socials.